We look at the original problem equals sin divided by 1 minus cos. We do this to see what we need to solve. This is our starting math sentence. We identify that the function is quotient with of on top and of on bottom. We do this to know how the parts are put together. Fraction shows how two parts relate to each other. We plan to use the quotient rule for dy divided by dt. We do this to find the derivative of the whole fraction. The quotient rule is a specific way to find the derivative when one function is divided by another. We define as sin and as 1 minus cos, then we find their derivatives prime as cos and prime as sin. We do this to get all the pieces ready for our formula. Finding these parts first makes the next step easier. We put prime and prime into the quotient rule formula. We do this to start solving the problem. The formula says we take prime times prime and divide it all by squared. We expand the numerator by multiplying cos by 1 and cos by minus cos, then subtracting sin times sin. We do this to see each part clearly. Multiplying these terms helps us simplify the top of the fraction later. We group the squared terms together in the numerator. We do this to make the math easier to see. Grouping terms allows us to use special rule for sine and cosine. We note that sin squared plus cos squared equals 1. We do this to find way to make the numbers smaller. This is standard rule in math called the Pythagorean identity. We replace the group of sin squared plus cos squared with the number 1. We do this to simplify the top part of our fraction. Using this rule makes the expression much shorter. We rewrite cos minus 1 as negative 1 times 1 minus cos. We do this to make the top look more like the bottom. This helps us see if we can remove parts of the fraction. We write the new numerator and keep the denominator as 1 minus cos squared. We do this to prepare for cancelling. Writing it this way shows that both the top and bottom have the same part. We cancel one of the 1 minus cos parts from the top and the bottom. We do this to get our final answer. When you divide term by itself, it becomes 1.